"Here you go, my boy," she said kindly to him. "Since you're really hungry, here's something for you to ease your hunger." Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. As mentioned in my previous video, this is part of a sequel that contains stories about in the same time period, which means no time travel as of the moment. Phew! Now you can heave a sigh of relief. Before we proceed with the storytelling, I would like to ask you guys to subscribe, like, and share if you appreciate this video. And don't hesitate to pay a visit to my channel, Trin's Talks and Tutorials, and listen and watch to my other videos if you want to. So to start this video, I'm going to provide a short recap for those who haven't seen my previous video. 胯下之辱. This Chengyu, or idiomatic expression, describes the severity of humiliation and speaks of the story of Han Xin, one of the earliest generals of the Han dynasty. Enduring the degradation of crawling under a man's legs, Han Xin proved to us that to look into the bigger picture and that using our emotions, most especially anger and pain, to solve things out can destroy our dreams and goals in life. You might ask me again, Trinity, what's your plan this time? Surely it's something related to Han Xin, right? Yes, you're right. Today, our narrative's protagonist will still be Han Xin, but this time, no more villains! As a head start, we will be talking about the importance of keeping one's word and fulfilling it sincerely. So this is the summary of the story that I'll be telling you guys later on. Hey, don't you think we shall waste any more time? Yep, right you are, and let's dive into the story. The title of the story today is 一饭千金. One sunny day, Han Xin, tired and poor, wandered through the streets of the bustling city. There stood stalls of eateries, and the folks trudged, some talking while walking, telling about their day. Seeking a quiet scene to read his books, he came upon a small river and looked at the flowing current. He breathed some fresh air, like some Zen relaxation, and with a sigh of happiness, settled himself down on the rocky ground and rolled out a bamboo straw. Just then, Han Xin became hungry. Oh, okay. I think I'm hungry right now. I'll have to get some food to ease my hunger, you know. Oh well, I'll do that later before I have to finish this video first. No worries, guys! No worries, guys! It's okay. Luckily, Han Xin had brought a fish rod with him. Can you guess what he would do with them? Actually, it's for catching fish! Han Xin tossed the rod and waited for a few minutes for the fish. But not even one single fish fell into his trap. Why is that? While waiting, he glanced around his surroundings and noticed a group of old matrons, or old ladies for short, scrubbing clothes and soaking them down into the river. Aha! They were doing laundry. There was no washing machines before, so people had to go to the nearest water source in their area and tend to this chore. Usually, the ladies would go as a group and chat while washing. Indeed, the old ladies were in an interesting conversation. Han Xin called out to one of them, respectfully, "Auntie, look what you've done! You made the fish run away!" The old woman smiled. "I think you don't have a bait. That's why the fish wouldn't come to you. Since you didn't attach a bait to the hook, why blame me?" "Don't worry," replied Han Xin. "The fish is smart. It knew that the bait was a trap, so he just consumed the bait alone and swam away." The old woman suggested, "Then you better now go and find some new bait so that it could have something to eat." Flexing his arms a bit, he said, "It's alright. The fish will come to me because the hook still has the bait's aroma. Hope the fish can smell it." The old lady grinned. "You boy." Later, the young man's fishing rod shook, meaning a fish finally fell into his trap. "Hey, Auntie! Look!" exclaimed Han Xin triumphantly, gripping the tiny fish in his fingers. Happy for the young man, the matron responded, "Good for you! Congratulations!" Then suddenly, Han Xin's mood changed. "Why? Oh, why?" Han Xin looked at the tiny fish, struggling to grasp the chances of life, and his heart was filled with enormous pity. Little fish, he began, addressing the fish. If you just swim away from my hook, I will definitely succumb to hunger. But I pity you at the same time, for a small fish like you doesn't deserve to be murdered and must live happily. But I have to eat you at the same time. You know, the world is crowded with inequality and injustice. Killing people is for survival purposes. With these words, he tossed the dying fish into a gentle throw, allowing it to thrive once more with a second chance to live. Meanwhile, the elderly woman was watching from afar and was moved by Han Xin's compassion and generosity that extended to a small fish. Picking up her laundry basket, she strode towards Han Xin, sitting place. Then she handed him a fluffy but crispy bread, wrapped in clean white cloth. Here you go, my boy, she said kindly to him. Since you're really hungry, here's something for you to ease your hunger. Noticing this, Han Xin quickly declined the gift. No, thank you, auntie. I am not hungry really. I can fish for some. You still insist to fish? Inquired the auntie softly. Who knows, the fish will still come here, and at that time, when one of them will come here, you will complain of a stomachache. It is better you take this bread. It is fine. No matter how much persuading Han Xin made, the matron still persisted to let him take her food. Finally, to not displease her, Han Xin accepted the snack and uttered words of gratitude. The woman immediately said, Don't mention it, son. I still have some at home, and if you like some more, you're very welcome to be my guest. After saying those words, she left the sight and left Han Xin staring at her, eyes filled with deep appreciation. After the turmoil of the Chu-Han War, it lasted for about 3 years by the way, Han Xin never forgot the kindness shown to him by the old lady at the river. Now that he was the superior general or Da Jiangjun of the recently inaugurated Han dynasty, he set off with his men and thousands of gold in boxes. What is he gonna do with them? I'm excited to know. Knocking the door of the old lady's house, he waited patiently for her. Then finally, he met her, still in rags, and a smile that brightened not only his day, but also her neighbors. Good day, auntie, he said excitedly. Do you still remember me? You assisted me in my time of need. He beamed at her graciously, with deep appreciation. The auntie, quite shocked by the unexpected arrival of the general, gazed at him and said, Apologies, sir, but I met and knew and helped a lot of people, gave them food, and provided some aid whenever they needed me. Han Xin smiled gratefully at her. Auntie, you may not remember me, but I still remember you up to this day, the things you have done for me. But allow me to ask you, do you remember the shaggy man named Han Xin, sitting by the river, who fished out a small fish but later released back to the water? The old woman curled her eyebrows, trying to recall this event. However, no matter how much thinking she made, she unfortunately could not remember Han Xin. I am sorry, sir, she began, shaking her head in utmost disappointment. I honestly do not remember who you are. I ask for your forgiveness. Then she started to lower her knees to bow. Han Xin quickly helped her to her feet and said in a soft voice, Auntie, look what I've got for you. He motioned for his soldiers or attendants to bring forth boxes of gold inside. Upon this sight, the matron gasped and let out a soft Auntie, began Han Xin, I would like to express my thanks to you for easing my hunger and filling my life with renewed hope. If I haven't been that fortunate enough to receive that piece of bread you made, I would have died of hunger. So, here ends the story of how Han Xin repaid the compassion shown to him by the old lady by giving her thousands of gold. Thus, it gave birth to this famous Chengyu. Now, finally, we're finished with the story. Yay! Before I leave you guys, Han Xin kept his word for years and did not forget it. Wow, that's incredible, isn't it? And remember the last part? The old lady completely forgot who he was, and for that Han Xin could have said, oh well, never mind, you forgot me, it's fine. But no, he didn't do that. Still gave her the thousands of gold she deserved. Okay, now that's it for today's story. I hope all of you have some takeaways and will always take this story as an inspiration to appreciate for the things people do to you and know how to thank them. See you guys in my next video. Bye for now!